Unfortunate news. Islanders, there were thousands of cruisers who were on their way to Europe to set sail on their cruise that they had planned for. Some of them literally in the air when they found out that their cruise was canceled. We will share that story on the show today. We're also sharing news from Carnival Cruise Line as they increase their salute to our soldiers with events that take place on board. And how about this story? Are you sailing on dirty or clean cruise ships? There's been a debate. Are cruise ships clean or not? Family and friends sometimes say, I would never go on a cruise. Those things are filthy and they are a petri dish. We've all heard that one before. We have the latest from the CDC on which ships are clean and which are dirty. Which ones are you sailing on? We all need some time in the islands. Let's go there now on Island Time. A big happy Thursday to all you Islanders. We are almost through the week. We hope that you're having a great day, and we are on Island Time. I am Derek. Let's drop our anchors and take some time to relax in the islands together because we all know that we need it. Take a few minutes break right here as we share the latest in cruising and cruise news. Amanda and I are at the point. We are 1 week away from boarding the Carnival Breeze. We're taking you with us. We just got to get there. Doesn't it always seem like that? Your to-do list is so long. You're trying to get out the door. You don't know if you're going to get everything done. But we are boarding the Breeze. We're excited to take you with us. 1 week. We're excited. Let's talk about the latest in cruise news today. Unfortunate news for thousands of Carnival Cruise Line guests, many of them who had invested a lot of time and money in this trip. This trip is taking place in Europe. Many of these passengers were literally on their way at the airport in the air, some of them already there when Carnival announced that the issues on the Carnival Pride are not going to be able to be fixed very fast, that it's going to take a special team to fix the ship and the propulsion issues that the ship has seen the last several days. The July 21st sailing from Dover, England tomorrow is canceled. The toughest part of it all is these passengers were making their way there, some of them already there. Carnival Cruise Line is doing everything they can to make it right, as they always do, but it's a bummer. A big European cruise would be awesome. Carnival is offering multiple packages to passengers. If you're already there in Europe, Carnival's trying to help you out. They're actually giving passengers money to help with hotel costs and things like that. Guests already in Europe are being reimbursed for 2 nights of a hotel stay up to $300. They're being reimbursed for meals, $100 per person per day for meals. Carnival's taking care of course, airport fees. They're refunding their cruise. They're giving a future cruise credit of 100% as well. They're also trying to say if you're already here in Europe and you want to cruise, we have sister cruise lines, P&O Cruises, Princess, as well. If you want to cruise on those cruise lines, you can do that. Some passengers were fortunate. They had not left home yet, thank goodness. They are still here. Carnival is taking care as well. For that group of passengers, they're saying we're going to refund your cruise 100%, shore excursions, everything that you paid, 100%. We're going to give you 100% future cruise credit. We're going to pay for your cancellation fees for your air travel. But what a bummer for guests. And I only put myself in this situation. Amanda and I, just 5 or 6 weeks ago, flew to Europe for a cruise. And I was thinking about, what if I was in the air? What if I was in Barcelona and my cruise was canceled? What would I do? Of course, I'm taking this offer, give me my money back. But do you go ahead and have a European vacation while you're there? Do you scramble something up really quick? Do you maybe look at a cruise ship, at a cruise line that you've never sailed before, but you don't have plans, so you look it up and maybe you go on some unseen, uncharted adventure that may become an adventure of a lifetime? Do you just fly back home? Are you upset? You got your money back, so you just fly back home. Oh, well, I might take a Caribbean cruise. What would you do if you were in the position of some of these passengers where you're already in Europe? What would you do for your vacation? Come home, travel around a land vacation in Europe, look for another cruise line that you haven't sailed before? Let us know what you would do in the comment section below. Carnival Cruise Line also announcing today good news for military appreciation events and members. Carnival does a great job, and I'll go ahead and say it, probably better than any other cruise line in the industry, at recognizing hosting events for veterans and active military personnel and making them feel special. And after all, that's what it's all about, right? We would not be sailing to places around the world if it weren't for men and women fighting for that thing right there. Flying the flag high and proud. Carnival Cruise Line announcing that they're expanding their military appreciation event to a military appreciation day. On cruises that are at least 4 days or longer, Carnival Cruise Line is going to have a military appreciation day where you will see messaging on the big screen there, the Seaside Theater on Lido Deck. You will see a messaging of the day. You will hear announcements from the cruise director, from the captain of the ship that are honoring these military personnel. You will have other events as well. Carnival's announced a special beer that's going to be available at the Heroes Tribute Bar. And Carnival has shared that they're going to fly a big, huge United States flag in the atrium for cruises that are 4 days and longer on this particular day. You'll see the big flag. You can get your picture in front of the big flag. Carnival Cruise Line, they do it better than anyone else, don't they? Christine Duffy, President and CEO of Carnival Cruise Line, had this to say about these changes at Carnival, where we're proudly known as America's cruise line. We're intent on honoring our military heroes and expanding our military appreciation gathering until a full day is a wonderful tribute to the sacrifices of our armed forces, personnel, and their families have made. Carnival already carries more active and retired military service members than any other cruise line, and we are very proud that our new Military Appreciation Day will serve as an incredible salute to our military service members and their families. That is awesome news from Carnival Cruise Line. It is absolutely deserved for all of you men and women who have served our country and given us the ability to live like we want to at home and at sea. Thank you so much. Carnival Cruise Line also sharing that this year in 2023, they're going to have 1,510 military gatherings on board their ships. 1,500 gatherings. That is awesome. Kudos out to Carnival. If you know someone that has served in our United States military and also a cruiser, give them a shout out in the comment section below. We thank you so much on behalf of Island Time. Thank you. Let's get to our last cruise news story for the day. Clean versus dirty cruise ships. I know you've been waiting for this story. We are sharing it with you. The CDC just released their semi-annual report on what cruise ships and cruise lines are clean, which ones are dirty. This is a big report. People look at this before they cruise to see which cruise line they want to cruise and even what cruise ship they want to cruise. But let's stop and think about this. Cruise lines, cruise ships, have had a bad rap for a long, long time about being dirty, being called petri dishes, not being clean. I have a friend who I've tried to convince to cruise for a long time. I was at his house last night and he's talking about how dirty cruise ships are, and I'm talking about this report and what's on my show today. I'm showing him this report. He said, I don't care, cruise ships are dirty. You don't know what they clean. I've been on 25 plus cruises. I know what they clean. I've seen people clean underneath chairs, chair legs, ceiling tiles. You've seen it. You've seen some crazy things. I know you have. And I'm sitting here at his house, looking around his house, looking at a ceiling fan, which has dust, looking at his refrigerator, which has all kinds of handprints on it. And I said, whoa, 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 back the truck up, Betsy. You're talking about cleanliness, and I'm looking at your house. We just shared a meal together. And this place is not as clean as a cruise ship. You like to go and travel yourself. You stay in hotels. They're not as clean as cruise ships. I promise you that. All-inclusive resorts are not as clean as cruise ships. Airports are not as clean. And your workplace that you go to every day, not as clean as a cruise ship. But you want to beat on cruise ships all the time. You want to bash them, call them petri dishes. It ain't right. It ain't right. All of us know that cruise. For the most part, cruise ships are remarkably clean. The CDC released this report. They check 8 areas. Food venues, dining venues, kids clubs, entertainment venues. They give a score to cruise lines twice a year. You can score 100. You can score an 85. That's the minimum. If you score below an 85, they're coming back. They're going to come back. They're going to give you all these things that you need to improve. They're going to come back and check it again. Look at this report. I've created the spreadsheet for you. I've color-coded cruise lines as well. 17 ships have scored a perfect score this year. This is not the complete report, by the way. These are major cruise lines. So cruise lines that most of us will never sell, I've taken off the report. I've left all the major players on here. Look at the scores. 17 perfect scores, which is so hard to obtain. Look at the cruise lines and ships that are there. Carnival, with the Celebration, Panorama, Sunshine, and Venezia. 4 of their ships, 100%. Celebrity's the winner in this thing. Celebrity, they don't have as many cruise ships as some other cruise lines, but their ships are very, very clean. Eclipse, Edge, Millennium, Solstice, and Summit. Disney, as well as known as one of the cleanest cruise lines in the industry. They have 2 ships there. Holland America is there with 2. Norwegian is there with 2. Royal Caribbean, kind of a surprise. A lot of cruise ships in the Royal Caribbean fleet, but they only have 2 cruise ships that scored perfectly. Let me point out here that anything above a 95 is considered a very, very good score. Anything above a 95. And there are 59 ships that scored above a 95. That is very, very clean. Royal Caribbean has a lot of those that are just above a 95, 96, 97, 98. You're probably looking for your particular cruise ship that you just got off of or that you're about to cruise. If you see your cruise ship, call it out. Is it one of the clean ones? Or as I show you those ships below the score of a 95 or a below, you can see some of these. And it's across cruise lines, right? This is not one particular cruise line. Carnival's not the only one here. Norwegian's not the only one here. Royal Caribbean's not the only one here, but they do have ships below this threshold. Look at some of the dirtiest ships on the water. Of course, we all remember the MSC Seaside and their surprise score of a 67. They had to have another visit, the first one in many years, and they did well on that second visit. The Pride and the Liberty from Carnival, one of the dirtiest cruise ships at sea. How about that? Margaritaville, Jimmy Buffett needs to clean things up. One too many margaritas. One of the dirtiest cruise ships at sea. Of course, Norwegian Epic is there just below a 90. Overall, though, very, very clean cruise ships. Islanders, let me know. Do you think that cruise ships are clean? Do you trust the cleaning protocols that cruise ships have? Do you feel like they are clean? Let us know in the comments section below. And while we say that, I'll ask this and no telling what we're going to see. What's the dirtiest thing you've seen on a cruise ship? The dirtiest thing I've seen is a kiddo poop in the pool. I know many of us have probably seen that. Kiddo literally poop in the pool. Luckily, I wasn't in the pool. They shut it down, they clean it, and people get right back in. Of course they do, they clean it. Let us know the dirtiest thing that you've seen, or if you've seen a crew member clean something and you've thought, oh my gosh, I would have never thought to clean that. Let us know in the comment section below. That is the Cruise News Show for today. We hope you liked it. If so, give us a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, be sure you do so. We would love to have you part of this community. Ring that bell to make sure you're notified when we upload new content. Islanders, we hope you have a great day. We can't wait to see your comments below on our Facebook page, and we'll see you tomorrow right here on Island Time.